Hello everyone and welcome to Remixed today. My name is Davey. I am live here with you and I'm really glad you guys are here. I'm keeping up with you guys on YouTube. I've got all of your comments up here, so if you've got anything to say, either use the hashtag YouthRemix or comment in the YouTube comments below and tell me what you're thinking of, tell me what's going on with your life. I'm really excited to talk to you. You may notice that things look a little different today, that it's all a bit strange because there's no Sean and there's no Sam. Unfortunately, Sean has been really ill this week, so he's unable to join us today, and Sam is looking after his wife and child, who are both not doing too well at the moment. So if you guys are watching, I hope you're feeling well. Sam, I hope you're surviving, looking after a little girl who's running you in rings, I'm sure. But you've got me today, and we're going to just hang out for a little bit. We're going to see what's happening. I've got a few things I want to show you, a few things I want to chat to you about. We've also got a couple of videos from some of the other guys, and that'll be really good for you guys to see anyway. But I'm so glad you're here. What I wanted to do to start with is I wanted to talk to you about something that is on my heart a lot. Let me just cue up the right video. And it's, you know, there's this thing that you guys, you teenagers are really participating in as a huge online community. And you're all doing this thing that is really amazing. And it's this thing called TikTok. Now, if you watched a few weeks ago, you would have seen me attempt a TikTok dance. Sam has done the same. We're still waiting for Sean to do his TikTok dance. But did you know that TikTok actually is not the first of its kind? TikTok is obviously a short video app and there's some lip syncing and things like that. But I wanted to show you some original TikToks. There used to be, back in the day, this thing called Vine, and Vine was fantastic. Vine was basically the same thing, 6-second videos, and they were really funny. And what I've got is I've got a very short compilation. It's actually quite a long one, and I've tried to cut it down a bit, and we'll watch a few of them. I want you to see if you think people were funnier when I was a teenager or now with all of you guys. Let's check out some of these videos.
Comment. I love you.
Hi, this is Chami Wezo, creator of The Room. Let me introduce you to the new Joker.
Самые различные преграды. Он умеет даже плавать под водой, но еще он умеет...
Три полоски, Adidas кроссовки, три полоски, на штанах полоски.
Duke, do you want the ball?
Name an animal with 3 letters in its name.
Alligator.
Shoo, get out of here. Shoo.
It's about to...
So some of them I think are brilliant. I really like the shoe one, but that's because I love a good pun. But what do you think? Why don't you put in the comments down on YouTube whether you think TikTok is better or Vine? I know a lot of you will have seen the compilations of Vines, and there's hundreds out there on YouTube. Make sure you check them out. I think they're really funny. Find the clean ones, obviously, but I think they're worth watching and worth kind of checking out. So that's something that that I think is really interesting. How many of you guys have been participating in TikToks and doing your own dances and doing lots of things that are really creative. So well done, guys. If that's something you're doing in quarantine, if you're learning TikTok dances, creating your own, you know, being creative, that's fantastic. And I love it. So keep going, guys. Keep doing that. Now, I also stumbled across this video of shall we say, what it would be like if you were a Disney character in quarantine. And I think it's worth watching. Why don't you have a look at this?
Nah, Corona, keeping me stuck inside.
When will this go all away?
No one cleans like Gaston, quarantines like Gaston. No one stops spreading COVID-19 like Gaston.
I'm especially good at self-isolating.
My, what a guy, that Gaston!
Coronavirus deaths in this country.
COVID-19, a new disease, what can we do? Which store is best to go? How about Costco? We need to stock our TP. Wash your hands, wash your hands, stay inside. The rules demand. It's been days since we've had any contact now, and we're all mad. Shop for your basic house groceries, your weekly food and toiletries. Don't go around and fill up your whole cart. Yes, sir. Shop for your basic house groceries, your weekly food and toiletries, and everything is gonna be alright. I am quarantined. I can social distance. I don't care how far. It won't be that long. Wash your hands with tile. It'll be worth your while. I cannot go anywhere, so guess I'll play ping pong. Let's all social distance to defeat this one. Quarantine's a bother. It is just no fun. Don't let friends in. Keep things real clean. Stay inside, 'cause we're under quarantine. Conceal, don't feel. Order to go. Get food to go. Just stay home. Just stay home. Can't go outside anymore. Just stay home. Just stay home. All your plans are now no more. It's not fair. I had plans today. Turn your Netflix on. COVID needs to go away right away. I've got hand wipes and hand soaps aplenty. I've got Purell and latex galore. You want toilet paper rolls? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. Can't go on walks. Can't go have fun. If someone coughs, then I'm gonna run. Wandering free. Something unseen. COVID-19.
So I think that's pretty awesome. What a great way of using Disney characters, and very creative as well. I think that Sean should do a copy of this, and maybe with Marvel characters. You know how much Sean loves Marvel characters. This is my challenge for you, Sean. Why don't you create a COVID-19 or quarantine themed Marvel mashup with all of the different outfits that we know that you have. We've seen them all. We've seen the Deadpool mask. I know you've got Captain America stuff around your house because you're American and that's what you guys all do. You've got thousands of flags in your house, don't you? The best thing about this is I can challenge you. You can't be here to defend yourself, and people will remind you about this. So, yeah, brilliant. Sean, I think you should do a Marvel-themed one, which is, yeah, that's just what I think. What I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about some strange things that people are buying at the moment. As you may have noticed, especially at the very beginning of the lockdown period in this country, toilet paper disappeared from the shelves. Currently, you cannot buy flour anywhere. There are a lot of other strange things that have disappeared from the shelves as well. Rubber gloves went out for a bit. Well, we lost milk for a little while. I don't know if that was just the supermarket I was in. But there are some other strange things, because that was sort of normal. You kind of expect food and basic supplies to go out. But here are some strange things that have gone out of stock since quarantine began because people have started buying them up. So here we go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? I think I've got 5. Okay, number 1, strange thing that people are buying up, so much so that they've gone out of stock. Number 1, trampolines. Because obviously, if you've got a big garden and you've not been in it for a little while, a trampoline is the best thing to put in there. So within the first week of lockdown, there was a lot of good weather, and many parents realised that playgrounds weren't going to cut it. They weren't allowed outside, so they decided to bring the playground to themselves. So apparently Argos went out of stock within the first weekend, and I'm not sure if they've come back in. So trampolines. Who's got a trampoline in their garden? Anyone? I had a trampoline in my garden when I was a kid, and I loved it. And it was a really great thing to have. But it's still kind of surprising that all of a sudden they all went out of stock. The second thing. Can you guess what the second thing was? Anyone? Any guesses? I'm waiting for no one to respond, unfortunately. So here we go. The second thing that people bought up so much so that they've gone out of stock and only just recently has started coming back in was gardening equipment. Again, if you've got a garden and you haven't paid it much attention in a while, what better time than lockdown to pay some attention to your garden? So things like rakes and hoes all went out. I believe some outdoor furniture as well, and barbecues, because people were like, well, if I'm going to be here, I might as well barbecue. And I think that is a great attitude towards lockdown. Alright, the third thing. This is kind of strange. I don't really understand why this one was one of the things that kind of we lost a little bit of and went out of stock. And that is shaving gel. Maybe it's just me, maybe I don't understand for some reason. I couldn't think why I wouldn't understand. But anyway, shaving gel went out of stock. Very odd. And no one really knows why. Maybe it's for your Instagram. Maybe it's for your TikToks. Maybe that's why. All of the teenagers went, I need to stay sharp looking for that because that's all we got to do now. Here's a strange one. A little, not quite as strange. Number 4 is yeast. So that's yeast for baking. How many hundreds of baking videos and baking pictures, bread pictures have you seen on Instagram? Have you seen on your Facebook feed or just in compilations on YouTube? Sourdough has become a really big thing in the last couple of weeks, man. I mean, that's cool, man. I like sourdough bread. I'm not going to complain about that at all. But yeah, still never thought that I would go looking for yeast in the supermarket and not be able to find it. But I suppose that makes sense with flour not being there either. The last one on the list, which is, for me, probably the strangest one, because I can't really imagine a world where I would purchase this myself. The last one is Spam. So Spam is that kind of horrific processed bush meat that kind of comes in a tin, and you turn it out and it... that's the noise it makes. It goes... Gross. I think of my grandparents when I think of Spam a little bit, because I know that my grandpa used to eat Spam and those sorts of kind of luncheon-y meats. Really gross. Corned beefy sort of meats. Very gross. Not for me at all, thank you very much. But apparently, under lockdown conditions, people have thought, this is the best thing that I need to stock up on. And they disappeared from the shelves. So, very strange. What a strange world we live in nowadays. I don't know if any of you have bought any of those. I see that down here that Matthew's written in the comments that he has a trampoline at home. What about the rest of you? Do any of you have trampolines at home? Anyone got any gardening equipment that they've bought? Why don't you tell me what you've done and I might read it out. I'll give you a bit of a shout out. That would be brilliant. Also, tell me if you've tried Spam in the last little while, and I will be glad to hear that it's still rubbish. If it's good though, let me know and I'll go and buy some if I can get my hands on it. Right, what I'd like to do now, guys, is even though he's not here, Sam has sent us in a short video about something that's on his heart at the moment. So we're going to watch this and yeah, it's all about what we do when things become a little bit difficult. So thanks, Sam.
Free running, parkour, flips has been a passion for mine for many years, since I was about 14. Got into the sport at school with a group of mates, and yeah, it's been one of those things in this time lockdown. I've been thinking about, trying to get back to doing some flips and doing fitness in that way. Really enjoyed it, found it really fun, but I found it so challenging. Just what a backflip for me used to feel so easy, so natural, so light, now feels very laboured. Definitely struggling with some lockdown weight, but thankfully we can go out and exercise more than before, which is great. But you know, it's taken a lot of perseverance to try this. I wanted to give it a couple of goes, was a bit disappointed with where I was at, I wanted to give up, but actually I'm going to persevere. I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep trying, and my challenge for you guys is to think about that one or two things that maybe you used to do and you've put down and you haven't gone back to, or maybe it's you know, something you've always wanted to do that you've just thought, wow, maybe it looks too difficult, I don't think I can do it. I want to challenge you at this time, find that thing and give it a go and persevere. It might be uncomfortable, it might be a bit disappointing when you start, it might feel unnatural, it might be difficult, but persevere, keep going, and you'll see progress. And I'm reminded of this amazing passage in the Bible that talks about perseverance, talks about those who persevere, who keep trying, who keep going to the end, they will receive a crown. And that, for me, is just amazing, that we can keep going, we can keep trying, and there will be reward at the end. I wonder what that would look like for you if persevering, keep trying to be a good person at home, have a positive attitude at this time, what that might mean for you and for your family at this time.
Awesome, what a great thing. Thank you, Sam. And I love what you said about we receive a reward for our perseverance, because it's so true, man. Like, I can remember when I started playing guitar many years ago. I was 12, I think, when I got my first guitar, and I taught myself, and it was really hard. My sister got a guitar at the same time as me, and we both played for a little bit together and went off on our own ways and played for a bit separately, and I did stick with it. It was really hard on my fingers. I couldn't get the shapes right for a long time, and it hurts your fingers when you learn to play guitar because you're not used to pressing that kind of wire into your fingers for a while. I was talking to someone the other day about developing calluses, which is where your skin goes a bit hard where you use it all the time. So when you play guitar after a little bit of time, your skin actually develops a way of protecting itself. And so it takes time to develop and get yourself through to a stage where you're comfortable. But guys, you can do it. With everything that you're facing at the moment, pushing through and creating something that exists and is worthwhile, and all of the creative stuff that you're doing is fantastic. And I just want you guys to be encouraged that what you're making now, how hard you're working now, you know, all of the schoolwork that you're doing now, it will pay off in the long run. And you know what else will pay off in the long run is the relationships that you're building. So spending time with mum and dad, spending time with your siblings, talking to people online, you know, making sure that you're still in contact with your friends. All of those things are really worthwhile. And that perseverance that you guys are showing now is well worth it. Do you want to see the efforts that Sam's put in, all of this perseverance that he's put into his free running and things like that? He sent me a couple of the videos of him actually performing some of the moves? I don't know, is that what you call it? I think that's what you call it. Have a look at these. These are pretty cool. I think this is pretty impressive.
Oh, it's been a while.
I mean, not bad. Not bad for someone who said he can't do that anymore. So I'm pretty impressed, Sam. Well done. Good effort. Do not challenge me to do that, because I will just deny your challenge. That's just what's going to happen, because I can't do it myself. I'd like to do a... What have I got up next? Oh, let me have a look at my schedule. One moment, please, caller. Oh, here we go. Right. I've come up with a game for myself, for you guys. I really wanted to do this with Sean and with Sam, but it's just me. So this is a game which I like to call voiceover. Okay, so voiceover is a game where... Have you ever seen those stock video footage that are kind of bizarre and a bit weird? I don't know, if you've ever watched like any sort of corporate sort of video. They always have people like smiling, shaking hands, or like laughing in meetings, or ladies eating salad is a big one. I don't know why, but that's just something that people want stock footage of. Often there'll be two people jogging along in the sun. What I thought would be a fun game is to create a voiceover challenge for these things. And what I did was I collected, without really looking at them, I've collected about 6 or 7 different clips. I've shoved them into one video, and I am going to do a voiceover for each of the different scenes. Each one's about 10 seconds long, and I'm going to try my best to make a kind of an inner monologue of the characters who are in the scene, because I always wonder what would it be like to be the one who's kind of supposed to be living out this thing. So two people running along the street, what are they thinking of? Let's see how I do. Oh, walking down the street. I think that guy in white is following me. Uh-oh. You better not. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, I can see now. This is much better. Oh, I can see twice as well now. Oh, I see you looking at me. Oh, much better. High quality. I just love running in the sea. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's a bit cold, but I have to pretend that I'm really enjoying myself. Oh, I'm so fun. This way, I'm not going to catch any diseases. Don't you think? Is that vanilla? I don't think it matters anymore. Bing! Oh, another text, you know. I get so many texts, and I really love coffee. That was very hot, but I've got to try it. Keep it. Lost. I'm lost. Be cool. Oh! I like play the drums. Boom, 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 boom. They're gonna make me the new drummer for the band, and I'm very good at it. I like to play the drums. Yeah. Don't laugh. Ah, you got me. No, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. That's cool. Yeah, I get it. No, it's still funny. It's still funny. Yeah. Whoop. That's not a, oh. I really love that movie that Tom Cruise is in, and I like to recreate it all the time. There's actually 7 people watching me through the window. And I like, oh, that's me. Hi. Was that as fun for you as it was for me? Because it was quite fun for me. I'm going to put a couple of those videos together for Sean and Sam to do next week, I think, because that's an interesting and remarkably difficult challenge to do. I'm not very good at voices on the fly, apparently. I thought I was. But there you go. We learn something new about ourselves every day. Next thing I've got for you guys is a friend of mine called David is a phenomenal singer and songwriter as well, and he's one of the worship leaders at my church, at Kingston Church, and he did this video, I hope he doesn't mind me playing it, I'm sure he won't, for a song that was written by Bethel, and I'd just love it if we could have you guys hear it and listen to it all. It's about 3 or 4 minutes long. It's this song called Extravagant, and I really think it captures a lot of God's heart for us. The words will actually be on the screen as well. He's edited the video brilliantly. He's a young adult. He's just a little bit older than most of you guys watching, and I highly recommend you guys listen to songs like this, sing them, cover them, learn to play them, you know. But guys, listen to the words of this song. This is really appropriate for the time that we're in.
You were a lover before time's beginning. You gave your love freely, withholding nothing. Jesus, my heart, Jesus. You carried the weight of the world on your shoulders. You stopped at nothing to prove you were for us, Jesus, my Jesus. It's extravagant, it doesn't make sense, we'll never comprehend the way you love us. It's unthinkable, only heaven knows just how far you'd go to say you love us. You don't belittle our pain and our suffering. You comfort us in our greatest unraveling. Jesus, my Jesus. You are the dawn that is breaking within me. You are the sun that is rising around me. Jesus, my Jesus. It's extravagant, it doesn't make sense, we'll never comprehend the way you love us. It's unthinkable, only heaven knows just how far you'd go to say you love us. Oh, to say you love us. And here's all my love, it's yours, no conditions when you pull me close. No, I won't resist, and here is all my love, it's yours, no conditions when you pull me close. No, I won't resist, and here is all my love, it's yours, no conditions when you pull me close. No, I won't resist it. No, I won't resist it. It's extravagant, it doesn't make sense, we'll never comprehend the way you love us. It's unthinkable, only heaven knows just how far you'd go to say you love us. To say you love us. To say you love us. To say you love us.
That's such a good song and so well done by David. Thank you, David, for letting me show that, even though you didn't let me show that. I've put it on here anyway. Guys, just to finish, I wanted to just share a couple of verses from the Bible with you. I've got my Bible here, so I'm going to read them to you. This is from a book called 1 Thessalonians, and this is a guy called Paul writing to a church in a place called Thessaloniki, which is in Greece somewhere. I think it's in the south of Greece, and he's just trying to give them some good advice. He's trying to basically give them a bit of a G-up, give them a bit of confidence with all the things they're facing, because they're doing a pretty good job, but it's not easy. Because you've got to remember that the people who are being written to in the Bible are the minority. So a lot of countries nowadays will have Christian beliefs or understand Christians, or you know, will be able to kind of get what Christianity is. But it was so new at the time that the people that Paul's writing to actually, you know, they've got to try and work it out for themselves. And so Paul writes these two verses, and And I think they're really appropriate for us as youth workers to share with you as young people. Apologies if you can hear my daughter playing with a toy in the background. It just shows you that it's live. Here we go. So this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verses 11, 12 and 13. Right at the very end of the chapter. He says this. Now may our God and Father himself and our Lord Jesus clear the way for us to come to you. May the Lord make your love increase and overflow for each other and for everyone else, just as ours does for you. May he strengthen your hearts so that you will be blameless and holy in the presence of our God and Father when our Lord Jesus comes with all his holy ones. As youth workers at the moment, we're missing you guys, we're missing youth groups, we're missing Bible studies, we're missing spending time with the people who we are called to work with, which is you guys. It's not easy for us trying to do our jobs like this, and there's so many different brilliant and innovative ways that youth workers across the nation and across the globe are reaching guys like you. There's so many resources out there for you guys, and we don't want you to forget that. We don't want you to miss out on those. Just because we can't meet in person, it doesn't mean there isn't stuff for you to do. And we want to connect with you, but as it says here, the aim is to make our love grow and overflow into other people and into the people we live with and everyone around us. So we love you guys, the guys that we work with, you know, we've got such a great heart for you and your friends as well. And we want to see you guys growing in that love that God has for all of us. And this is such an opportune moment for us as people to kind of work on ourselves and figure out what we want to do, figure out how we want to be when we come through all of this. And one of the things that I'd love you to think about is how you can make your love overflow in a really massive way to the people around you. So to your friends who don't know who Jesus is, who might have questions, how can you answer those questions in a way of love? To your mum and dad who you live with, or the people you live with, your brother and sister, how can you show more love to them, just like God has for us? Jesus has so much for us, guys, and I don't want you to miss out, really, on that. We have so much love for you guys. We love you. We love who you are. We love spending time with you. Doing youth work is really just the most fun. It's awesome to be able to hang out with you guys and see you guys grow, and we're really missing that. So firstly, make sure you are finding resources that you need. There's lots of stuff on Instagram. There's lots of stuff on YouTube that you could do. I know that Sam and the team at Scripture Union have put together a brilliant pack of resources that I'm sure you'll be able to find somewhere. There's stuff that we're doing, stuff like this. Keep logging into these, keep watching this, share this with your friends. Ask your friends if they think it's cool, you know. If you've got feedback for us, we want to make this good for you, so let us know. But most of all, think about the love that Jesus has for you. Think about how much Jesus loves you, and think about how you can share that with the people around you. That's pretty much all I had to say. We've covered about half an hour, so I'm really, really pleased that you guys have stuck around for it. Sean and Sam will be back next week. Hopefully we'll hear from Joe as well. I did have a video from Joe that I wanted to share, but I've kind of run out of time. I said I'd do about half an hour, and you've probably gotten a bit sick of my face now. It's really nice when there's a few of us, isn't it? Because we can kind of share and banter. I miss you, Sean. I miss you, Sam. I miss you, Joe. It'll be great to catch up sometime soon. We look forward to doing these live streams again with all of us here. So if you've got any challenges for us, stick them in the comments below and we'll have a look at doing them. If you can link to us some really good, semi-easy TikTok dances, because Sean still hasn't done his, and we'd love to see Joe do one as well. I'm off the hook for a few more weeks, so make sure you get them doing it. I'm not going to do the renegade dance right now, thank you very much. I am unprepared, and you know, I haven't stretched. I've got to stretch before I do it, alright? So make sure you guys keep logging into this, share this with your friends when it's over, send them the YouTube link. We want lots of people to see this. So yeah, love you guys, take care, bless you, and I'll see you soon.